Beloved, once presence begins to stabilize, once discomfort is no longer a reason to flee, once the mind's movement is no longer compulsive, something very quiet, very intimate comes into view. The question beneath all questions: who am I when I am not narrating myself? Most people think identity is solid, fixed, essential, but presence reveals something startling. Identity is not who you are. Identity is what forms around experience. The me you've known, your personality, your roles, your history, your preferences, is not false, but it is constructed. And presence doesn't attack identity. It simply stops feeding it. Identity survives on repetition. Repeating stories, repeating emotional patterns, repeating self-definitions, repeating interpretations. Presence interrupts repetition, and when repetition pauses, identity begins to soften. This is why presence can feel disorienting. You may notice moments where you don't know what to say about yourself, your usual opinions feel quiet, your emotional reactions don't rise the way they used to. Your sense of me feels porous or undefined. This is not loss, this is loosening, and the mind often panics here. It asks, who will I be without my story? How will I function? Will I disappear? But presence does not erase you, it reveals what was never dependent on identity to begin with. Here is the deeper truth of this episode. Identity is not the source of your life. Presence is. Identity is a lens. Presence is the field. And when you live from presence, identity becomes flexible instead of rigid, responsive instead of reactive, expressive instead of defensive. You don't lose yourself. You stop holding yourself together. And in that release, truth breathes. This is where freedom begins to feel real, not as transcendence, but as lightness of being. Before you move on today, I invite you into a gentle inquiry. At some point today, notice a moment when you are about to describe yourself, internally or out loud. Pause and ask softly, who am I right now, before the story? Don't answer the question, let it open space. Stay with the openness for 5 breaths. This space is presence, meeting identity with kindness. If you'd like support navigating the softening without destabilization, you'll find grounding identity awareness practices inside the Vibrational Sanctuary, designed to help presence and identity coexist without struggle. And if this episode touched something tender for you, consider sharing it with someone who feels trapped by who they think they are. They may be closer to freedom than they realize.